Oh, one moment while I get things set up. Testing. Testing. Okay, good. Okay, let's give this another few minutes, but we won't be able to go blah blah. We won't be able to wait too long. I have an issue with only having one viable PlayStation controller, so I'm only here as long as the PlayStation controller, while fully charged, lasts. Maybe get maybe 30 minutes out of the broken PlayStation controller. Don't know why the PlayStation controller number two only lasts for 30 minutes fully charged, but obviously is shite. Hello and welcome. Before we talk about Fortnite, let's talk about Fiesta, Texas, and a few other things. So update on writing. I'm still writing, but I have no current plans to self-release anything currently. I don't have the money. Book one and two, I had to pay for the cover. I had to pay for the editing, and it's all self-published. Don't make a lot of money off of my writing. I do it because I love it and I want to share it, and that's why I write. But my current job and with my writing not being exactly lucrative, I can't promise when book three will be out. If there, I mean, there will be a book three eventually, but I had to have a better job than I currently have. And so, as of right now, there's no future plans on my writing unless a publisher goes, "Hey, they're not half bad. Give them some help publishing," and I won't hold my breath. So yeah, that's that on that. If you are roller coaster enthusiasts like I am, you will know that FPS Texas had FT92 yesterday. Amongst telling us about updates and some park stuff, food and stuff like that, they released and revealed their newest roller coaster. The newest roller coaster, placed over in Crackaxle Canyon, taking up is going to be the longest roller coaster in the park. Is going to be a family multi-launch roller coaster with four launches. Stays low to the ground. Some amazing looking theming, including some animatronics, which I'll be glad to see if PS Texas can keep up on their animatronics on this ride. Um, and in the middle of the multi-launch is a swing launch where it rolls backwards and then launches you again, launches you back and forth, which is really cool. And because it's a family thrill coaster, which is a new kind of thing they do, people are doing, I mean, parks are doing what's known as family thrill rides, where it's more intense than a kid ride, but less intense than a natural, like, adult thrill ride. Sort of like SeaWorld's Barracuda. It's going to be used for both young and old to ride. Like, they have a fairly low height limit, but it's 45 miles per hour and a bunch of launches, and adults like me will have fun riding it too. I love Barracuda Strike. It's a little short, but I love it. And I'm thinking that in one of the next 2 days, which I have off, I might go to Fiesta Texas and do kind of a stream review of rides. And it may be a live or it may not be live. As live, what's going to happen is I will go on and we will walk to a ride and talk about the ride. You will be paused while I'm on the ride. I will get off the ride and we'll talk about what I think about the ride. Thing is, rides are fun and exciting, and every single one is different. One thing I wanted to do is dispel the idea of the B&M rattle. All roller coasters rattle. Some roller coasters are smoother than others, but not one roller coaster, not even RMC roller coasters, are a completely butter ride. You got metal against metal flying at 60 miles per hour. You're going to shake, you're going to rattle, you're going to roll. Now, some things are more junky than the other ones. Woodies are always going to be really rough rides. Vekoma inverts, especially old SLR, or whatever they're called, inverts, are notoriously shaky. I've never actually been on one. Um, but it's you don't go there to have a smooth, buttery ride. You go there to have a thrilling, fast roller coaster ride. What you just don't want is something that's so violent it hurts and is no fun. Which I'm glad to say I have never ridden anything in Fiesta Texas that made me feel that way. Even the Rattler before it was RMC'd, back when it slowed down. I never rode the original Rattler back when it was slow woody. It wasn't so janky it hurt me. The only roller coaster I ever rode that was so janky it hurt me was the Cyclone in Astroworld, RIP. And that thing was nicknamed the Texas Tylenol for a reason. So yeah, I'm thinking either Monday or Tuesday we'll go to the park. I'm either going to just record, walk while recording, then ride and record and do that, and that might be fun. Or we may stream it. I think I might just do the recording. Like your opinion, would y'all like to see a stream? Will y'all show up for a stream if I could do that? If I can get like the 5 people to stand around and talk with me, I'd be happy to stream with y'all. For that, it's up to y'all. If I don't have anybody watching the stream, really not a reason to do it. I can just post it as a video. We could talk politics, but I'm not going to ruin this with politics. The world sucks. Nazis are in control. That's all we got there. Um, Paxton's going to be in the Senate. Ugh. Um, any other non-Fortnite things of importance? Oh, I guess if you're a basketball fan, it goes first go. They're in the finals. I honestly don't care about sports that aren't on four wheels, but congrats on the people who do. So we're going into Fortnite here. If y'all haven't been around my Fortnite finales and beginnings, I used to do a lot more Fortnite streaming, just don't have the time and energy, and honestly, just kind of in an area where I'm kind of just really meh be streaming too much, even though I love doing it. Um, what I do here is for the finales, we come in, we'll do a map, kind of an overview towards the end here, since it's the end of the chapter, and so we can see what changes and what has changed within the chapter. We'll do a story overview since this is the second season of this chapter and talk about what's important in the story here. And we'll try to predict what's coming up with what we know of the storyline. There's been some lore drop actually here throughout the entire thing. There's been a lot of lore, but let's go ahead and go in here and talk about something that is the biggest update for Fortnite. Well, fuck, the cat scared me. What the heck am I on? What the hell is build a house? Maybe later. So this is the biggest update for Fortnite this season, and that is rest physics or jiggle physics. And this character has the most. So there's a few. They're all going to be this season because this is where it started. Some of them are more than others. This is the one that has it the most. You can see it in certain emotes. My God. Now, the best emote is actually, let's go here. Uh, oh, let's watch this video. I don't know what this video is.
The stage is set. You chose your side. This ends now.
I knew it was going to be Ice King versus Foundation. I didn't know that we were going to be launching. They were going to be launching missiles at the freaking Dark Voyager. But okay, cool. That was a cool trailer. I do plan to be here for the event, unless something happens. But anyway, that might be cheating because I was let's just do this one. So yeah, as you can see, rest physics are a thing, which I completely support. One of the things that I support is sexuality in games. It's been too whitewashed and sanitized by fucking far right wing Christians are trying to ruin our rights, saying they're protecting the children, and so are the far left. I said I was going to get politics, but this is political. The far right wing want to desanitize us, want to kill sexual freedoms, kill queer freedoms, and kill women's rights, and kill transgenders literally, pretty much, all for the protection of children lie. The leftists are using the same exact lie to force their verify on PCs. You have your own personal computer. It's your computer, not their computer. But now you're going to have to verify yourself on the PC because people like Gavin Newsom thinks that that's a good idea. And so two sides are showing us lying about protecting children. The right wing are doing it worse than the left wing, but both are doing it. Anyway, back to this chess physics. And there's a few. He actually has it. It isn't so prominent, but he actually shows the titties. It's hilarious. And we will be going through skins here in a minute too. She does. They're not that easy to see because of her costume, but it does happen. Going down. This one has it. And her costume makes it a little harder to see. Hers are stiffer than the other ones, of course, but they're there. And she has it. Unfortunately, because of the way she's posed here, a little like halted by her arms, but they're there. And I know, oh, duh, the first one. Where's her? Gosh darn, you know what? Just go lock her here and just find her. There's two more actually. So I noticed it first because I was either on her or Ice Lady, and because these are see-through, you can see that the front is moving without the back end moving. And I think I noticed that on Jules first. Jules still one of my favorite, just cutest face in this game, honestly. And then she also. Put your hands away. And I completely support it. You know, it's not, nothing wrong with it. There is, however, something related to that here. Let's get to a character that doesn't have that, but does have. Um, so if you remember a while ago, they released an emote for Wintertime. They had trouble for having physics in it, and they just released it. It actually belongs to the. Recently, they have not released a lot of. Here, she has some. Now hers doesn't actually move because she's an older character. She does not have the ability to have physics, but they did release this with the Overwatch, and it allows force physics. Where's it at? I got to check to see if that would happen. That does not. The heck is it at? Did they freaking unorganize this shit again? My God, there it is. So yeah, that just kind of a forced bounce there, but it only works to anybody with chess physics, or not chess physics, with chess. Anyway, just thought that was interesting. Biggest update. So story wise, shush. Story wise, we came into chapter 1 from our bug season, brought over by the Shard. The Shard was then held at the loop facility by Jonesy and whoever ran the loop facility. But then the last reality ship here, the Cube Cradle, came in, shot down the bus, and hung around the island for a bit and disappeared. By chapter 2, it came back to the island and started doing things. It took over the central loop facility. It became the last realities area, or the Dark Voyager's area. We're not entirely sure how loyal he is to the Last Reality. Everything on him says the Last Reality. His ship is from the Last Reality, but we don't know how loyal he is. We don't know who the person he's working for is. But he starts power collecting the shards, putting of the 0 point that was shattered way back in chapter 4. Yeah, I think chapter 4, the end of chapter 4. And and was that chapter 4? Yeah, that was chapter 4. And then he's fusing them back together, and he's powering them to find others and switching in between realities. He's gone to OG, and he's gone to Reload, and he's gone to Save the World, which gives a whole fuck up on timeline there. Like, don't ask me the timeline on that part there. And he's collecting these 0 point shards to put it back together and fuse it. And we don't know the in game. The Last Reality's in game with the 0 point was always to use it to end all realities except for theirs. They were going to be the supremest reality, the actual last reality. That's why they're called the last reality. And if he's working for the last reality, they may be trying to recreate the 0 point so they can get that to happen again. Because last time we'd heard about the last reality before this was actually in chapter 4 when the zero before the 0 point was shattered when it had gone sort of dormant and last reality was still looking for it. But after the Big Bang event shattered the 0 point into a bunch of little crystals, we haven't really heard of them up until now. Now, if he's not working for someone there, he could be working directly for the Nothing, or the Shapeless Man, who may not be the same person. But no idea, honestly, who they're working for, who they are, and what's going on. Look at me. So, with that said, the Voyager, that's pretty much all he's been doing this entire season. It's not a big update. We did have a few other things happen, though. The the Order, is that her name? The Order has been kind of reminiscing and remembering uh her. Get out of here, lady. None of that. Has been kind of reminiscing and remembering her people. And she's confirmed that they're all gone. The the paradigm was fused during the fuse event with the 0 point. That created chapter 4, and she's probably gone. We're not entirely sure, but she's gone. The visitor from this reality, scientist, and Cube King, aka Origin, were all chromed. And of course, Imagined is dead. She fell into the 0 point and got shredded. But their dad's coming back, so who knows if she's permanently gone or not. Um, because for that matter, the Dark Voyager got shredded by the 0 point, and if this is the same Dark Voyager from this reality, he's obviously back. So yeah, there's that. What else? And I think that's pretty much it. Um, Other than that, the only really things that happened, anything big? No, nothing really big happened. Let's see. We did have a small Star Wars event, but it was never like huge. What is this? Greg Abbott, 46%, 43%. Boo, Greg Abbott, he's evil. James Tallarico versus Ken Paxton. Boo, Ken Paxton, he's evil. A bunch of political stuff pop up as I talk about political stuff. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Fortnite chapter 7. Season 2 story. I'm just looking up the story to see if there's anything else I forgot. So previously in Fortnite, since the Collider's destruction, the Foundation mysteriously went missing. Collider, the Collider, the Collider. At some point, he was captured by Ice King. That's right. I forgot the whole main premise of this. So at the beginning of this season, the chapter 2 season, forgot chapter 2 was part of the storyline. Fuck. Um, the Ice King, which we believe is an Ice King from another reality, not our Ice King, um, gotten. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's Ice King from OG. So OG Ice King, which we believe is not the same Ice King as our reality Ice King, got in contact with the Dark Voyager, joined forces, and he had the Foundation or the Rock captured, along with Captain America, which I don't think we saw his release, have we? Apili and the Fire King, and we'll talk about him in a minute. And he Foundation got out, but the Ice King and the seven, the 3-7 we have right now, have been at it in kind of a war and missions, trying to sabotage each other. After receiving the distress signal from Jones while analyzing the aftermath of the Battle of Omniscia, the Order traveled to Golden Coast, but was intercepted by the Dark Voyager, who seized the Zero Point Shard as part of the mission to recover the shards and rebuild the original Zero Point. With the Looper's help, the Order escaped the Dark Voyager's prison. That's right. The Dark Voyager had actually gotten stuck in the prison, and we helped her escape. The Order, yeah. And contacted the remaining members of Seven, leading them to the Golden Coast using schematics left behind by the scientists. The first member to arrive, however, is the OG or alternate version of the Visitor from a unknown reality on board his rocket. Later on, in that reality, the Ice King ushered a massive snowstorm that blanketed the Athena island in snow. It's OG reality. The Order and Looper, in leading up to season 2, the Order and Looper infiltrate the Dark Voyager's labs to find a single encrypted message, which Amy deciphers as one to the Master of the Dark Voyager is working for, though we don't know exactly. Inside the Dark Harvester spaceship, the Dark Voyager continuously traveled to other realities in search of Zero Point shards, collecting 2 in the process. In order to find more, the Dark Harvester fired a laser blast into the shards, which led to currently constituted Zero Point to create 3 pure portals that were linked realities that housed the show their shards. One of these portals opened tight in an icy tundra overlooking an ominous castle. So, what a pure portal is those are technically sideways portals like Jonesy used to open up, but done by the Zero Point itself. Those are portals that are usually done because of instability of the Zero Point. We saw the pure portals happen at the chapter, the beginning of the Primal season in chapter 2. Yeah, chapter 2. So, yeah, chapter 2, season something. As the shard's distortion appear to cause the Golden Coast, the Foundation arrives in reality 266, which is the one we're in, joining the new 7, and after getting rid of his old one, reforged tech suits are built for him by the Order. But just as the team of heroes is mostly reunited, 3 Zero Point shards are brought on the island, bringing different realities and merging them with the island. The Ice King and his frigid forces cover the northern part of the island. Reality 7021's Squibbly Shores takes place of the Bumpy Bay, while near the new sanctuary, a shard contaminates the waters near Looper's Leap. I never really got that. So one of the shards did do like a goopy pink thing, and I don't know where that's from. The Ice King poses himself as a new threat for the Golden Coast, looking to freeze whoever holds enough power, deeming them unworthy. Among his collection there are Restless Spirit Aurelia, the Warrior Gun Yu, the First Avenger Captain America, and the Prisoner, aka the Fire King, his former knight. While on the island, the Ice King adds Human Bill and Peely to his throne room prisoners. I did not know Human Bill and Peely was there. So the Prisoner is a good question. Is the Prisoner, aka the Fire King, the prisoner from OG timeline are our prisoner. And I think it's our prisoner because in the OG timeline, the prisoner's storyline is taken over by the fire pirate. It's a mixture of Blackheart and the prisoner, meaning the prisoner himself likely does not exist in the OG timeline. So we know that our OG prisoner was frozen by the OG Ice King into the waters in the depths of one of the islands, either island 1 to 3. But of course, all those islands were summarily destroyed, remade, and then destroyed, probably releasing the prisoner from whatever uh, prison he was in. How he got into the new Ice King's prison, we're not sure. In the meantime, after flying multiple times above the skies of the Elite's headquarters within Reality's 337, the Dark Voyager lands his Dark Harvester on the ground to analyze his surroundings. But, mm, but moments before the ship could take off to Reality 226, Jules secretly boarded it. Once on the Golden Coast, Jules joins the New Seven, considering the Dark Voyager a threat to all life and the Elite's very values. So Jules, if you don't remember her, is one of the two daughters of Midas. Midas being the guy who touches gold, who broke the reality way back in chapter 2, and got escaped the loop, and has been variously on and on the off the island. I think the last time we saw Midas in here was back during the thieving missions of the last island, where he helped the thieves steal from the Wolf Boy. Um, so Jules is and Marigold are his two daughters. Marigold has the powers he has. Jules does not, but Jules is an amazing mechanic. Jules is like brilliant mechanic. I'm not entirely sure when she joined the Elites. The Elites is a new group I'm just become aware of this season. They're a group of special fighters meant to keep reality safe, as far as I'm aware. And Jules is one of them. How Jules went from creating gauntlets for her dad back in the season, the Greek season, to being an elite, don't know. But I guess if she's an elite, she is no longer with Shadow. The new Seven plan a first strike against Ice King, but the Foundation is frozen in the process and locked inside the Ice King vault. Meanwhile, the Dark Voyager decides to forge alliance with the Ice King's ruler. Arriving at Frigid Fortress, he's allowed to walk across the room by frozen knights and present his offer to the Ice King in return for his help, which involves using the Ice Kingdom's power to keep the elements in sync. The Ice King accepts the Voyager's offer and began to help him in his quest to rebuild the Zero Point. The new Seven and their allies launch a mission to locate the Foundation with a sensor device and activate his recovery suit's device to melt the ice and set him free. As the Order, the Visitor, Jones, and Hope find their way through the icy winds, the Foundation is freed from ice, and after taking out one of the Ice King's frozen knights, he makes his way through the frozen throne room. Once there, a confrontation between the leader of the Seven, the leader of the Seven, dodges ice beams shot by the Ice King, destroying Peely's frozen body in the process and freeing Human Bill from his ice pillar. But the confrontation ends in a tie. Upon the liberation of the Foundation, the Dark Voyager and the Ice King devise a plan to distract him and the Seven, while the Ice King would begin a personal war with the Foundation, forcing the islanders to choose sides between the Ice Kingdom and the New Seven. And I chose Ice Kingdom. The Dark Voyager would be free to move around and collect a few shards in the meantime. The New Seven want on their own mission. New Seven want on their own mission? Who wrote this? Hope and the Order would stay behind on the new sanctuary to get things into place. Jones and the Looper and the Foundation would stay in the terrain and do the fight. Who literally wrote this? Wikipedia. While the visitors patrols and study the shards. In the first week of the showdown between the New Seven and Ice King, the Looper is called to assist Jones and his best friend, the Foundation. After personally vouching for the Looper, Jones tasks them with guiding Foundation and helping him understand the severity of the Zero Point Shard situation. Once the Foundation realizes how critical it is, he insists on assisting their weaknesses and leveraging points alongside Jones and Looper. While studying Frigid Fortress, Jones questions how Foundation could possibly escape such a place. Shortly after, the three engaged in target practice and test the new Vector DMR, the Foundation actively participating. Jones also takes the opportunity to showcase a new trick using the Skyline deployer. Later, Jones and the Looper team up again, and Jones casually asks whether the Foundation is available. Foundation agrees to join them, though only in exchange for bars. Jones uses the moment to offer him a few gifts, including a weapon, a music playlist, and what he calls an early advantage. At the end of the mission, Jones and the Loopers regroup with Order to power up the holotable. Using the voice password Sanctuary, Order accesses the statue of all the members of the Seven and connects Foundation to their secure server. The Foundation versus the Ice King. During the following week, the Looper is tasked by the Foundation with testing mythic and exotic weapons for army evaluation. What the heck is this? Thank you, Six Flags. Exclamation point thing. It was just Six Flags talking about the roller coaster we already talked about. Um, the the latter concludes. Okay. During the following week, the Looper is tasked by Foundation with testing mythic and exotic weapons for armor evaluation. The latter concludes they are still fun to use despite not being toys. The Foundation then plans to attack on the Ice Keats collection, but destroying parts of it alongside the Looper. They hope to pressure the Ice King into leaving the fight, but instead only succeed in making him angrier. Later, the duo begins studying the effects of the zero-point shards on the surrounding terrain. These anomalies create hazards such as ice footing and zones of low gravity, allowing them to gain new advantages in battle. Later, the both of them confront the Ice King once again, defeating him long enough to grant the Foundation a brief moment of peace. Excuse me, God, I've been out in the heat today. It's been so bad in San Antonio. It was so humid yesterday. The park, the fucking Superman station smelled like sweaty teenage locker room. And then it got bright today. It kind of killed some of the humidity, but boy, was it boiling. Hmm. The mission ultimately concludes with the Looper searching the island for notable individuals who might assist the new Seven, rebuilding with Hope in the Order. As enhancements to the new sanctuary continue, Hope asks the Looper to help her and the Order with ongoing work. After the Looper gathers supplies and ammunition, Hope admits she wishes she could see what lies ahead so she could contribute more to the fight. Which reminds me, if you remember, Hope in chapter Greek, whatever, from that time, was able to see the future and paint it, but her future visions have been kind of blocked lately. After practicing shoulder riding to map common traversal routes and battle locations across the island, the Looper hones their sniping skills. Hope knows that she has heard they were a contender with the Order, unlike her, and upon seeing their skills, she asks them for advice. Finally, alongside Hope, the Looper decrypts a recorded message from the Imagined, taken from one of their old conversations during Chapter 3 in Season 2, the middle of the war against the Imagined Order, where she ultimately died. In this message, the Imagined speaks about remembering why they fought. The Order notes that she will remember it for both of them, while Hope remarks that she wishes she had gotten a chance to know her, and she feels lucky to have met her sister, the Order. Later, the Looper is then sent by the Foundation to eliminate the Ice King's knights. Shortly afterwards, while the Foundation mentions the need for his field general, the Looper goes to a holotable to decrypt one of the recorded conversations they once had with the Origin. Also during Chapter 3, Season 2, during the war with the Imagined Order. In doing so, they reveal Origin's current status to the member of Seven, who learn that their field general was lost to the Chrome. The news saddens both Visitor and the Order, but also Foundation, who turns off his communications for a while, far more affected by the revelation than he would like to admit, which would indicate that whatever happened at the end of the Chrome incident, where the Foundation disappeared, he wasn't aware of what happened to his friends. While the Dark Voyager continued to search for the final zero-point shard across other realities, one of these journeys had him to the storm-ravaged world inhabited by home base heroes, where his investigation was hindered by the world's defenders. At the time, several home base survivors, this is the Save the World reality, including Penny, Jesse, Ray, and Lars, arrived in Reality 266, where they decided to assist the new Seven as long as they're here. establishing additional fortifications near Looper's Leap before working to return their own reality with the help of Looper. As the Foundation keeps fighting Swibbly versus Fishstick, as the Foundation keeps fighting the Ice King, Looper gets involved in Squibbly join. Looper gets involved with Squibbly. This is a weirdly written article. As Squibbly joins the ranks of Ice King is what they meant to put alongside his people, with Fishstick's joining the Foundation. Swiftly worked to reduce Fishstick's supply and scare away customers from his restaurant sticks, greatly impacting it. The reason Squibbly hates Fishsticks is because he blames Fishsticks for leading the Ice King to their reality and thus merging it into this reality. In the following week, facing dangerous situation, Fishsticks nevertheless found an ally. One of Chef Squibbles decided to investigate on Fishsticks following the common thought of his people considering him evil. However, he found out everything was misunderstanding. And oh, fuck my ears. Where was I? That scared the crap out of me. Considering the Six restaurant profitable and needing a chef, he joined Fish Sticks, getting hired by Six and managed to turn things around by offering new dishes made with synthetic squid, allowing the restaurant to recover and experience a surge in customers. Synthetic squid? What the fuck is synthetic squid? At the same time, however, the disappearance of Swivelly Chef, who helped Fish Sticks, now dubbed the Missing Ink, along with Six rising cells, worried fellow Squibblies. They investigated Six calamari menu by looking for the dine in splash bags before searching any clue for the missing ink. A confirmation happened with the dread Punisher Squibbly, but he knew nothing at all, leaving the Squibbly Chef out of the lead. I don't think we ever actually finished that. We don't know what happened to Squibbly Chef, but it's very unlikely Fish Sticks just made him into food. And that was pretty much it. So with that, let's go through who is in our things. As of right now, it is going to be a showdown between three sides, it looks like. Ice King versus Foundation with us, and the seven versus four sides, I guess. The seven versus um Voyager. So of course, we have some here that don't really matter too much when it comes to storyline. Jason here is a reference of my character from my books By the Moon and Bite of the Ancient. If you wish for me to write more or want to just check them out, please do so. It gives me a tiny bit of money. I make almost no money off these books, but it does get them out. People start seeing them. Maybe one day someone will be like, people like reading these books. Let's give them a publisher. And then I'll stop crying at night. Sephiroth TX is, of course, my cowboy lady with platinum hair. Um, I gave her some wings from the Hero season, just to give her some wings. And she, of course, has her katana. PN is someone who's become a permanent member because she can just be themed. Arletta is one of the many evolving. She's currently in her God Galaxy form. I'm going to call them the Evolvers because they do evolve over time. She's came in says last season, I guess. Says an ancient vampire with poisonous secret, part of the Fangs and Poison set. So she's a vampire, but at this point she's got the galaxy thing going on. Mando, we have on because this one can theme itself, of course. I've decided that the furry skins are going to become also permanent. Ever since they fixed the locker, I can have much more skins. This includes, of course, this werewolf. I'm not going to not put a werewolf in here. She's kind of cute, honestly, though. From the front, she looks weird. I like her little snaggletooth. Look at your snaggletooth. You're not cute. You look like you're going to eat. She's cute. Um, then we have this one's another monthly or the Evolvers. He's currently in his ice form, so he's like currently serving the Ice King. We have this one, which has also become permanent because you can theme her, and also PJs are cute, honestly, and it's a cute skin. Look at that face. This guy is here because technically the Ice King is here, and he's from the OG Ice King. This is North, what is from the OG series North. He's got some Cool ass earrings, by the way. This lady here, Tinta and Sepha is what I put them, are here because of the squid story. I was like, there's a squid story, might as well bring them in. And they're honestly cute skins too. I like how her wiggle is hers wiggle. They have small wiggle. They don't wiggle as much as hers. Soul is one of the things. She's technically some kind of sun goddess with powers that glow. She seems to be currently working for the Chrome on her evolution. This one's from OG. She is a Lynx. We don't know if she's original Lynx or an alternate Lynx. She could be original Lynx over there. Lynx was originally in our place, our realities, a thief like Catwoman, and she is ex to Meowscles, possibly the mom of Kit, which raises question. But whatever. Um, but in this case, she seems to be more supervillain and is working for the Dark Voyager, and we don't know much more about her. The Dark Voyager, of course, is a major player. The Dark Voyager is a skin that comes from the Voyager, which is all Chapter 1 stuff. Now, in Chapter 2, the Dark Voyager went into the 0 point while it was not dialed, which tore him to pieces and threw him throughout different realities. However, we do know at least the Geno is pulling himself back together, so who says others can't? So this could be very well our Dark Voyager. Pulled himself back together, got invited to the last reality, and shoved and corrupted by cubes. Or he could be a completely different Dark Voyager from a different reality and just has been working with Last Reality forever. Well, with him, we did add a few others similar. We do have this lady. This is the corrupted Voyager. Oh my god. Big yawns. Uh, hello. The Dark Voyager. This is another one of the evolutions. He's working for Midas now, most likely. We have the first part of Foundation. This is they're calling this Tech Man, but okay. We have the Ice King. We have the Ice King and some of the Ice Warriors and the Ice Queen. We have the Palladium, or sorry, Palladium, shit, the Paradigm's original costume and the Scientist's original costumes, as well with the new visitor and the Hewing King, and of course, the Order and the Imagine. I do like this costume. Oh wow, that's what that yawn. Some more doggos. This is sort of like Jason's werewolf. Technically, Jason's werewolf is Drift and or Jonesy if you want. Uh, and it's a werewolf Jonesy. Then so furries, furries, furries everywhere. None of them really having to do with the story. Gold Ice King, indicating he somehow got gold as he joined up with the Midas. Who knows? Sorry, got distracted. So we have a gold Ice King here. Blah blah blah. This is the order and her new outfits. So Fire King, aka the prisoner. Um, we did do a bunch of raps this season. Oops. I mean, Jules. Now, here's something interesting. Jewels in the tube top like this, they don't move. So this is Squibbly. Squibbly is a species from Atlantis, fish stick's hometown, and a lot of them have threatened revenge against fish stick for what he did. Hold on, I got a text message from somebody. Oh my god, I'm so yawny. This is the yawniest I've ever been during the finale. I bring in back in this guy for the furry shit. He'll stick around. I don't think Squibbly will stick around. Neither would Fish Sticks. So this is Dasha. If y'all look on her shirt, you might be able to tell what she used to be part of. That is the Imagine Order emblem. We learned that Dasha was part of the Imagine Order. We also learned that she and somebody else had a relationship. Was it Jules? Dasha? Fortnite? Dasha? Relation? Jules, yeah. In Fortnite, Jules and Dasha share a history as former friends and colleagues. We don't know if it's more than that. Within the Imagined Order, they appear to have grown up together, but now have a playful rivalry. Dasha characterizes Jules as a goody two shoes, who follows the rules. That's hilarious considering she was once part of Shadow, but okay. Viewing Jules as less adventurous now than she used to be. The friction positions them on opposite sides of the island conflict. So her and Jules, and I don't blame her. I don't blame either of them. Dasha's actually fairly cute too. Never really give her face a good look. She's Japanese, maybe, or it could just be the eyeliner, but it feels Japanese. But honestly, cute outfit. I mean, look at that. I know I said this when I got here, but I love her outfit. This is another one who is a monthly. This is, I think, one of our newest ones almost. She's somebody probably from Atlantis looking at her, and she's currently wearing her second form. This isn't even Midas's form. This is her second form. So, if you remember, the original timeline, the Fire King created these guys, the dragon guys. So in OG timeline, the Fire Pirate created these gals, the dragon ladies. The Ice King's second in command is this lady, the one with other shaky boot physics. Um, and she's actually really strong if you fight her. And they usually travel together. It's difficult to fight them. Blackheart. We got some pirates for the pirate theme because why not? I like pirates. This is Fireheart. Yeah, Fireheart. He's pretty much a mix of the Fire King and Blackheart. This is Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny was released this season. Um, yeah, not much to say about Bugs Bunny. He's a cartoon rabbit. I put in some more jewels. Her because she's kind of part of this. Luffy came in as part of the musical stuff. I actually found out I like her music a lot. It's kind of, I don't know how to say, but I like her music. Now on her, you can really tell her, physics in this outfit for some reason. It's easier to see. Right, we had this one from Team Bloober's new game. I haven't even played this game, but I love Team Bloober. And then so leveling let out some people. Then we had a new Thor and Thor, Brunhilde, and Hel came over in sort of a weird summery look. And honestly, we haven't had a full on Grecian theme yet, so I don't know why these Greek gods are here. Greek gods and Valkyrie. Ice. Oh my God, what happened to his eyes? Ice King's kind of jacket form. We had Anakin Skywalker come during the small Star Wars event, special, as well as the Ahsoka Tano. I almost said Ahsoka Katana. And this weird rodent person, I don't know where he came from. Sorry, I'm being distracted again. I might take a break here in a minute to get some coffee. But anyway, let's see who else is here. Anybody we miss? So yeah, the team from Overwatch came in, indicating an end to that rivalry between these two games, possibly just an end to Overwatch. Honestly, really sexy costumes all the way around. Look, butt, curves, curves and butt, and cool looking demonic. His is okay. Oh, and Adam Smasher was released some Cyberpunk though. He looks a little too small. Skips and Mordecai made it from um the the regular show. Then we got these two heart ladies, Esme and I have no idea. Though I will say that all the ladies with chest physics are a permanent characters on my roster now. Then we have this. This was uh Foundation, but it is a alternate version of Office Foundation, which we saw in a trailer for Island. I don't think he's the actual Foundation. Oh, that looks weird. I put that new skin on her, and that looks freaking weird. Ah, and that's it. So let's hit rando on here. Okay. Oh, something's going on. Epilogue. Okay. I guess we're just doing rivalries. We'll go ahead and do some rivalries here. Well, we're gonna do one drop and then check out whatever else there is. Fortnite Runners drop Chapter 7 Season 3. What is Runners? Is it gonna be a summer event? Runners could mean power isn't given, it's taken. That doesn't help. Runners could mean like smugglers. It'd be cool to have like a smuggler season. I don't know how that worked. That or like ever play Smuggler's Run? Smuggler's Run was an old Rockstar. I'm pretty sure it was Rockstar game where you were a smuggler in a car that ran across desert-like areas. Did the event earn the style? The event is not here right now. The event is in a few days. It's gonna be on June 5th. Yeah, I thought so. So going into battle reality. And by the way, this does work on suits that are armored. Is it a good season? Yeah, I liked it. Not like the most exciting season. Good chapter? Great chapter. Amazing chapter. Seasons, I'm going to say, is okay. Good okay. High okay. And chapter's going to be high good. Now, I was thinking of doing something else. Live streaming a short live stream again. Start up the short kind of sword judgments. But just going over new stuff in it and not doing the whole integral thing. for just a few minutes each night when I have a chance. I didn't know there she goes. Oh, Overwatch ship in my ear. I didn't know there she goes again was a thing on here. So, I mean, other than maybe finishing some rivalries, we're not looking for much here. We're going to go. Wow. Freaking no, I guess. This way ish. What is that over there? Oh, that sounded cool on the earphones. I barely play on earphones anymore. That's got a cool sound to it. So this was a big update here. Oh, it's a the big update is the ability to link. And by link, I mean do this. You can also redeploy whenever you want to, but since I was going on the water, I didn't bother. Where? Says she's at a sea. What are you talking about? Where is she at? I would think I'd be able to see her. Where the frick is she? That guy's run. Make it over here before the storm makes it over here and get another one going? I don't think so. Maybe. A reminder, I don't stream for money, so if y'all want to support me, just go buy my books, please. Dun, 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 dun. It was there. I decided to try and do it. Why not? Ooh, a blue. Ooh, that's super rueful. And this thing. And the first person weapons. I love those, actually. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do this. Get back here, Mando, you pile of doo-doo. What the heck? He obliterated me in 2 hits. I don't even know about those 2 hits. Wow, I got disintegrated there. Obliterated, kitty. Kitty's like, no big word, scary. I read that as Shatnered. We're gonna be Shatnered in 4 days when Shatner's gonna come in here and get us all. So we're racing towards these suits. So here's the thing: they've been giving us each kind of even things here, and I don't know which suit's gonna win. I prefer the Ice King's extra suit, but I won't be mad with the Foundation's extra suit. But it may indicate what happens during the uh, season finale, and that'll be interesting. Yeah, I'm sure. Fuck, I keep a non-crop going for. So this is where we're going to go through the map and look around, see what's been the same, what's changed during Chapter 2. It's been forever since I've done this, so give me a moment. Let's go ahead and Why can't I increase the speed? Drop lady. Oh, where did I go without dropping? Germ free. Yeah, that's what I want. How do I increase my speed? There we go. I'll spin a bit something here. So at the beginning of chapter 2, we did have this area. This is a movie set. The movie set really hasn't been touched, indicating that possibly movies are still being made. That said, we do have an Overwatch area. Now, this right here is all part of the movie set, but this is an Overwatch landing point. This could be where their giant ship lands once in a while. Not sure. Um, Not much here is different. It's all the same set we had in the first season. Big purple grass, trees held up by wood. The studio over here is pretty much the same without too much difference. And that is pretty much it on this side. We'll go ahead and go this way. Now, this is big for chapter 2, but not new for us. Is this over here, the Ice King area. So this is still this area, which was Latte Landing, but it's been frozen over because of Ice King's nearby presence. And this is also where the Dark Squid used to hang out as well after his release. But over here we saw that and that. But over here, I don't know if that used to be there. Over here we have a another Overwatch facility. That's the newest thing so far. They have set one up right next to the Vice King, likely to show that they aren't afraid of him. We have some government facilities over here, which indicate there's some kind of government team still going on, separate from these 7 and whatnot. That was one of the rock people there for a minute. Over here we have the Ice King. This is where the Shattered area will likely take place. I thought it would take place more on the center area, but apparently not. There's still a 0 point chart over here, and that's where Shattered is set to take place. This is the Ice King's facility. It really hasn't changed since the beginning of this season. Came in at the beginning of the season. It's a lot bigger than his facility was in the original game. The sword, the Infinity blade, did show up a bit. It can spawn. You can pick it up. I don't know if it's still going on, but you could do that. Going around here, not much has changed. We have what looks to be not just a government facility, but an AIM facility right here. Pump and run exercise. Oh, this is a freaking store? What? Okay, never mind. I've never seen that. Have snow cones being sold in the cold. We have the theme park. It hasn't changed much since the South Park people have got gone, giving it back to our Pat Jonesy mascot. In case you didn't know, yes, it's Pat Jonesy underneath that mask. Our guys just living out here in a tent in the middle of a battlefield. Not everybody fights. Another government facility down here. A government facility attached to a government facility and a dock. One of the sheds that don't look like the government facility could be civilian infrastructure here, civilian lives, and people who visit the theme park. We have a dock over here. It's been here since the beginning. The Dark Voyager did like to frequent this place. We have redwood. Unfortunately, redwoods look like it's being logged to death. I swear there's more trees down, but I may be wrong. And a unnamed logging area. Honestly, there's like no symbols on it. I don't believe, but it's a good place for a fight. Just a random cabin. Some cut down redwoods and giant redwoods, and we have another Overwatch facility, I believe. This is a new facility. I want to say it's Overwatch, but there's no Overwatch symbols on it. I don't know. Could be an Overwatch facility. You have where'd it go? Isn't this the place where they have the tree place, or was it taken down? Hmm. Huh. Did they get rid of the tree village? Tree place? I think they may have. This is Squibbly Shores. This is where fish sticks and the squids make their place. There used to be a right here. There's a lighthouse. If you've been watching me, you know I love to land on lighthouses. Freaking squid, what the hell? I don't know. What is that? This is Fish Sticks Restaurants over here. Squibbly Shores is owned by the squids, but if don't know how the friendship's going right now. This is Humble Hills, which is less than humble. Not really changed since the first chapter. We get another shattering event notice over here above the Battlewood sign. It is a fairly big map, isn't it? It's a big bridge. Predictions. What do you think is going to change during the shattering? Do you think a lot of places are going to go? Do you think Ripped Tides is going to go? Ripped Tides and its weight machine and its what the frick? Summer event may be going on. This used to be more of a skate park. I don't remember there being a river right here. Was there always a river right here, or am I crazy? And am I crazy? I don't know. And taco truck areas. I don't think these were all here either. I want to go eat at a truck place. I need to go find me something to eat. Actually, hungry. One of y'all guys get me something to eat. They'll microwave me it, then bring it all the way to my house. They'll microwave it again because it's cold. Well, there's an Overwatch landing pad with the ship on it. I haven't actually been in the ship yet. So you can just grab into the cockpit and look around. Anything? Ooh. Secret eggy. Identification passcode. Oh, round world. It indicates we're on a round world, which some of these are likely on. The ship. Oh, some seats. Basketball. Oh, another basketball and some hoops. And a whole bunch of slurp. Not much here, honestly. But cool anyway. Good at rotating. or getting your ass kicked in one. So this is Battlewood, aka LA. And on the northern side of it, we do have, I think this place it used to be like an industrial place right here. It used to be like an industrial thing right here. But it's been taken over by kind of a Overwatch checkpoint area. You go on the top here. You can. There's not much in here though. But over here is Battlewood. This is technically LA, if you'd like to, or Hollywood. Not much has changed other than that, honestly, and fine with that. Grove Street. There's the fields, the vineyards. There's more stuff studios over here. Not much has changed in that. We did have a few changes over here, I think. The seven have upgraded their base a bunch. There's an Overwatch landing pad next door. Here is where another Zero Shard was, but just recently taken. It created the weird purple shit. I'm not sure what it is. Here is where Save the World characters that came over got stuck and created some buildings. It looks like they actually extended it because I don't remember this one out here. It was just this. I don't remember the ship is new, and I'm pretty sure the llama is new. Don't die, mama, yet. She having asthma problems. I'm joking about it tonight. She's not gonna do that, but yeah, we'll go over there in a minute. We have the golf course over here called Four Fields, Foreskin Fields. I mean, what? Not much has happened over here either. We're back there, leaving us to this place. Now, the biggest change here that I'm aware of, deep cuts always look that fancy. I don't know. Is the tilted tower has been replaced with a big bin, and I'm not entirely sure why. If y'all could explain that to me, I'd love it. Other than that, the change has been minuscule over here. Changes have been varied, but not huge this season. It's been an hour 18. Wow. So that was pretty much it, honestly. So let's go back to get out of here. Again, menu changes. We're gonna go back into looking at our extra stuff that we got this season. If the locker stops barking at us. So just right that's whatever. And seasonal. This line I came with one of the thank God, what the hell. Since when is this a thing again? God darn it. Crystalline Eye came with one of the seasonal passes. It says set in stone for a good reason. Faith Fishtail came with the other lady that was seasonal, the fish one. Judge from the Dark Waters. This is Mercy's Wings. Nothing really indicating of stuff that would indicate anything in the future. Lighters this season. Mercy's Wings, pretty cool. This one you got for showing up on the 30th, I think, or something, but it's pretty cool as well. That one I like. Burning Umbrella, I'm not sure I got that from, but it was meh. Drifter is a new one. Jewels of War. A reskin outside of OG, which I wasn't too happy about, but it's not terrible, I guess. Seven Umbrella. Kind of a different version of that. That's it. I guess that's pretty much all we have to really talk about. There isn't a huge storyline, it being just the end of chapter two. Um, don't know where this leads for two. Is the 0 point going to be complete? But if it is, why is it called the Shattering? Is the 0 point going to shatter even further? Is the whole point to break the island? Who knows? Fortnite shattered. Why is the visitor taking off his helmet, or did someone decaffeinate him? And who are you voting for? Rooting for? Of course, I'm on Team Ice King. Who are you teaming? Um, yeah, I think it's going to be the end of today's stream. So it is now 7 o'clock. I plan. Who is doing stuff? Okay. To do the very first of what the hell is that? Of our shop review. So in this case, since it's our first, and I'll be doing this daily, I'm going to review everything in the shop. The shop will go either a cool or sexy way or lame. And we'll just go through it and show it. Now, of course, there's going to be different things, and we'll do an overview of the package. First is Typical Gamer. If you didn't know, Typical Gamer is in here. Cool factor is his just the way the suit looks is pretty cool looking, and that it looks like Typical Gamer. So cool factor, I'd give out of a 5-star rating because of the glowiness, a good old 4 plus the skippable gainer, which is pretty cool. Give him 4. Sexy rating, I would have to give lower down to a 2-1. Not that there's anything wrong with typical gamer, but a sexy rating, what I'm looking for is something on the body that makes me go, whoa, there's nothing here. There's no show of body. There's no, his penis is as flat as his Hank Hill ass. I don't know if he's like that in real life, and I'm sorry if you are, TT. Um, so yeah, there's that. Now, all over the cool. Actually, no, no cool. The cool factor goes up to 5. I'm sorry, I forgot all about this. This guy has an amazing costume. He has 2 different colors up here that change the style to like a tactical vest style. He has 4 different headgears, just like a thief, cowboy, dog. He has 2 different main colors, blue and red, and he has regular glasses, blue light glasses, and no glasses. And he has no headphones and headphones. There's a lot of just choices for him. And you can turn off his reactivity if you know lame or something. Just wanted to have a black shirt. So you know what? Typical gamer technically gets a 5 out of 5 coolness. So he's very cool. Sexiness 0, but is not meant for that. Stealth Slicer is not a person. I'm pretty sure this is a reskin. Let me check here. I don't know if they do this for her. For the Fortnite wiki. I'm going to see if they show us whether or not this is a reskin. Get out of here. Anything on trivia? So this is originally known as the Stripe Slicer design. It also has a Shadow Slicer, Dark Slicer as well. So the Stripe Slicer was a red version of this with the white stripes on it. So we are correct. It is a reskin, which kind of makes it meh, but it's not terrible. It is also not very interesting. So I would give this mostly just a two. It's not the worst, but it doesn't actually. I don't think it's really cool. So his back bling is his puppy and kitty, and every time you get a kill, likely they pop out. Doesn't really do much other than that. It's just pop out with money. The puppy is a golden retriever, and the kitty's a tabby, and it's cute. And just in the cute level, it probably gets a good old three. I'm not going to give it higher than a three, but it should there. Oh, that reminds me, I need to go over to Boop Lady because on emotes, that's important. We're going to be ranking the emotes on a couple of different things. So, random challenge is just this. This is all it is. Not much there. There's no the music is little. It's just for fun little things. I'm sure it's a self gamer thing. And as far as this goes, there's no boob shaking. And some most songs have something in there to make the physics work. That doesn't. It's honestly for me, it's a one. This is a one. So he has a red way. He has a ruby skin. That's just for him. I don't know if ruby's his favorite skin or something. If it is, cool. Ruby is cute. Ruby comes with two colors and two hats. Not as cool as his. So on cool factor, I would label her a three, mid cool. She does have different things. So and that cowboy hat's pretty cool. Wish I get my Sephiroth cowboy. Sex level, sexiness level is a little higher than his. She has, of course, mid rift showing, which is really hot. Just showing belly buttons are always hot. She has small but there booty. Um, what was that? I don't know what the hell I was hearing. Oh, mama cat, my leg hurts. So, just a side note here, I like knocked the shit out of my shin and knee yesterday. Like you hit that thing, it was loud. You could hear it across the entire store. But I walked it off like a big boy. Anyway, she does have a boobs. You really can't see them, but they do create a rise in the shirt, which allows the shirt itself to wiggle. Kind of cute. And of course, you can see her back. I'm gonna give her a four out of sexiness. So three out of coolness, four out of sexiness. Has this back bling. Back bling's a little silly, but it's cute, I guess. It is that one fluffy guy. Who's usually pink. Blinks is alive, but I don't think it counts as a pet. It's very kind of mediocre. It's a reskin. I'm gonna give it a two-ish. I'd say two, between two and three. So 2.5, I guess, on it. This is another reskin. I actually seen these a few, and they're including. I think there's a tactical one that looks. It's almost the exact same thing. I'm gonna give it a one. It isn't a very interesting one. Um, this wrap is cool though. Yeah, it doesn't move, but it's very cool looking. I give this wrap a four. It doesn't need to be moving to be cool. That was cool. The other one, oh god, it's hot. It's just kind of a streaming thing. It's fun, funny. I get it. Lots of details to it. I get no physics, but that's not what it's about. I'd give this a three. Ooh. So all in all, the cool factor of all this, I would give of the whole package, I would give a 4.5. Sexiness factor, I'd give a 3. Now, Batman Beyond is back, including the amazing last animated Mark Hamill, maybe? I think it's the last. Who knows? Which is from the movie. On or he had a disturbing cutscene. So first we have Batman. I know his real name, but I couldn't pull it out of my ass if I wanted to. I watched a lot of Batman Beyond, and this was a really good series. If you haven't seen Batman Beyond, I recommend it. He also comes to this. Appears to be his glider. Um, Batman cool factor, cell shaded, just his looks, everything. I'd give this a cool factor of 5. Sexiness factor, I'm giving it 2 because look at that. He has dimples, and that means it's there, not a 1. So 5 and 2. Um, Pretty cool. Gonna give this glider its typical um gliding modification motion. So I would say this gives a 3. Not bad. Tools, which are batarangs. Oh, and backplate. Hand changeable axe. Not bad. I'd give this a 3 as well. Joker, cool factor, up to a 5. Really cool looking version of him too. Honestly, thinking of getting him even though I don't have money. I love the Joker. Um, if you didn't know, spoiler. I don't want to spoil it. Go watch Batman Beyond and then watch the movie. The way that this Joker comes back is just genius. If you know who it is, you know what I'm talking about. Honestly, um, Backbling is another Joker one. I swear we have something very similar to this from another Joker skin, but it is a reference to what happens to another character, I believe, and the Joker's disturbing semi-demise. It's cool. It's got a high cool factor. I'd give this a good old 4, actually. Really cool. Batman Beyond X. Well, honestly, good coloring. So 4. What this is, I would give it a 4. Jolly Jack Sledge. That is freaky looking. Um. Okay, so good. I'm gonna give this a 3. I would give it a higher rating if it laughed like the other one. This is kind of meh, honestly. I think it is animated, but there's too much orange in it, honestly. I don't know what the orange is about. Joker doesn't do orange. I give this a 3 as well. It's not bad, and it is animated, but not something interesting. Oh, look, it's our Mandalorian Warrior. So this is the Mandalorian Warrior. If you haven't seen them, look at all the features you get. 4 helmets, 4 different pauldrons, 4 different torsos, 4 different pants. To add to that, you can add different designs to that, different sigils go on the arm. Where's the arm sigils? And you can turn on and off whatever the helmet feature is, depending on the helmet you get. And to add on to that, you have a lot of color options. I mean, that may be the ugliest Mandalorian I've ever made right there, but lots of color options. Oh, this is going to be the sigil, which I don't currently have on. Okay. So all around, this cool factor of 5. Not really a sexy factor, 0 sexy factor, or 1 since 1's the lowest we can go, but cool factor 5. His weapon is a vibroblade, which is cool, and a personal shield. The cape has the same features. Oh God, no. Cape has the same features. So fiber blade, I'm going to give a good old 3. Cape, I'm going to give a 4. Beskar forged. Surprising little wiggle out of that. Is cool though. It's got a cool factor, so I'm going to give it a cool factor of 5. S factor of 0 or 1. With some birds. It's okay. I'd give this one a 4, 3, 3.5, or just cool factor only. Mary's locker is a little strange. So altogether, this guy is 5 on the cool. Really, just 5 on the cool. Mary's locker includes Alias, which has different styles, which I cannot see for some reason. And apparently it comes with a bunch of sprays. What the heck? And then it also comes with a. So this guy here is 2, 3, 4. I wonder if you can like just do it as you want. 5. Don't know. I would say just the cool factor itself for what it gives you is a good old 4. And 3, 4, 4. Um, 2, 3, 4, 3. Backbling is a orange. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so the color change is good. I give the backbling good old 3. But infectious. So right off the bat, I know this song is dance beat. It's kind of repetitive, but not too bad. It does have cool motions, so the cool factor definitely hits 4 or 5. Now, there's not really any sexy movements to it, and to add to that, you really can't see any movement, even if it is happening. It's too fast to notice. So that's factor 1. And then we have this kind of workout glider, which is kind of cool looking. I give this a 4. So all the way around, I'd give this guy a good solid 3.54. We have Isho Speed and his second form. Isho Speed's main form is this one. It's just him in his speed outfit, and he gets the animated version. I hear that he did his speed outfit because he's not happy with the original version, which should be good on him for making sure his fans got quality. What is reactivity, though? Probably something to do with the speedster. He got a camera for his backbling. All around, cool factor 4. It's not really cool. Like, I mean, no, it's cool, but there's not a lot going on other than it being ice show speed. So just because it's ice show speed is cool. Camera, I'd give a good old 3. It's funny. Speed Trident. E4, just because of the shocking effect, honestly. Not bad. Ice Show Super Speed is sort of a superhero version of him. Amazingly cool armor. Cool looking glow. Of course, got speedster boots. I'd give this a good old 5. Yeah, I'd give it his a 5 on the full level. This is level on both of them 0. Not that there's anything wrong with Sideshow speed, but isn't his. Doesn't show off too much. Nothing to do to say there is. Hmm. Try to see that again. Not too bad. I like that. I would give that a 4. Good big old 4. Um, give this a 3.5. Not too bad. High, medium. He has second pickaxe. More speed force like hits. Kind of a weird blade, but not bad. I'd give it a 4. 'Cause I show speed a fan of um whatever the hell they're called for Roblox because I look like that. I play plenty of those on here. So all in all, I'd give him 4 3.5. Not bad. So that is it on packages. We are now on Seen on Stream. These are just outfits pros are wearing. So on her, we're gonna go the cool factor first. Cool factor. So first thing, it's already good that they have two different versions. First version, blue jean outfit, um, tattoos, hair done up like that. So cool factor, I'm going to give a 4. Just a lot going on there. And then she has vest open, nice size chin, medium butt, kind of small. But then what's going on down there is very showy, curved. I give that a good old 4, almost 5. And it needs a lot more to make it 5. 5 has to be like wow and show off more. But I'd give that a 4. I don't know about the lug back around it. And basically, this is just a other colored version of this. So honestly, I'd give both S and C ratings a 4. She have more tears in that one? Yeah, she does. She has more tears in this one. She's doing to her pants down there, or is that how to say bottom? She also changed hair color. This is evil version of her or something. What's on her back of her head here? Tools? Oh, right. She's the owner of the boneyard. I don't know what this is. Got this boneyard symbol. She's from chapter 1. Cool. So 4 4. So all around 4. This is Manic. She is from season X of chapter 1. She has 4 different things going on here. First one is a kind of a tactical gear. It's got a vest, let's say bulletproof vest, kind of samurai shields on her thighs, typical Fortnite pants, and kind of samurai look on her mask, as well as a tactical helmet. Second version, tattoos are black. Second version does away with the helmet, tattoos turn red, pants turn red, hair turns red. This is Ramirez. 100% Ramirez. Yeah, so Ramirez. Okay. Next one takes off her mask, keeps it all the same. Last one puts the mask back on and makes it green and demonic, and the glowing eyes are pretty cool. So all over and all around, I would give the cool factor, the C factor, a 4.5, almost 5. The eyes really sell it. The S factor is, despite being her, is did they flatten her butt out between these two versions? I'm gonna honestly say a 2. Covers too much up. Not much there. Sorry, Ramirez. Usually have more stuff. Starfish Lady, pretty cool. She is from chapter 1, season 9, apparently. Um, so cool factor is pretty cool. She got feet, fish feet, um, fins, scales up to her thighs, and her arms are like that. Her skirt's kind of funky. Her eyes are glowing blue, and her hair is jellyfish. And then her other form just oversaturates all the colors, honestly, including now giving her some really fancy looking headgear. Cool factor, I would give her. She's definitely a five with cool factor. Factor, she does have a chest, medium size, medium small. She has a short skirt, which almost shows a lot and doesn't show anything that's hiding it. That's pretty cool. The drawback would be fish legs. I don't know how many people are into fin feet. I would give it a good old 3.5, honestly. On the back end too is kind of hot. Yeah, I'm gonna use 3.5. Backling is coral that moves. It moves with us. That gets up. That gets a. That gets a five. So she's pretty cool. I'd give her a big old 4.5, honestly. Focus is another old one. Why aren't they all being wearing old costumes? She, for all we know, is supposed to represent the Sheikah from Zelda, is what we think. She has kind of some kind of weird gear on. That's all I can say. It's very, very save the world looking, honestly. Cool factor, I would give her a three. It's cool. She's got a cool outfit, but it's nothing too special. I like that it might be a reference to Sheikah or something, but nothing to write home about. She does have a different form where she has like black and blonde hair, and the mechanical eye. Ooh, that ups it. So two with a moving eye, she gets a four. I'm going to give her a four. S factor, not much going up top. Well, she does have medium size up top. It is accentuated right there by the band, and she has a fairly PHAT booty. So I'm gonna give her a 3.5 on that. Whiteout, also from season one, and Trader Lady. I forgot her name. Starts with the M, not Minerva. Um, all around cool factor. Kind of is supposed to look like the guy from Top Gear, I believe. In the white outfit. Cool factor, good old four. This factor, fairly large backside, top side, and good kind of curve under there. Give her a four there as well. Honestly, 3.5 for that S factor. Here we have a bunch of things you can do. These are the soups. I don't actually have this soup. I like her haircut though. So you can do different styles. You can do different hair. Do masks. And mask off. On. Belt on. The standard looks like Spider-Man. You can have spandex, metal, plastic, and cloth, and you just color everything on it. Now it's Fantastic Four. And you could have two different here. Now it's I don't know. So yeah, this I'd give a good old 5 plus 5, honestly. On full level, on S level, it isn't too bad. It is spandex. It hugs a lot. It's kind of narrow. That's also kind of small. Give her a 2.5, maybe 3. The emote's kind of dumb. The emote gets a 1. I was never a fan of the emote. Same with her. She's going to be the same exact thing. Um, look at her chest there. For some reason. So this is the Holly Pajama person. Um, got 4 different versions of pajamas. Full factor, I'd say about 3.5. X factor, I'd say about the same, honestly. This is Rival Hope. Rival Hope comes from 7-2, so this season. Regular, she has her cat ears, um, open thing over her sports bra, which is over a suit. Superhero looking, kind of sassy. I'd give 4.5 in the full factor, almost 5, and 3 on these S factor. Then Adding that doesn't do too much, but looks cool. This I would give maybe a one. I'm not too interested in that. Her blade is sort of a katana. It's cool looking. That noise is cool. That noise gives it a 4.5, honestly. Then we have the roses bundle. A bunch of, I don't know. They were just introduced. I don't know if there's supposed to be something. Rosalind? Yeah, fairly new. When you think that she's upsized, do they? Wait, moving lady. I think they do. She may have a little wiggle. And if that is true, that ups the S rating by a lot. Yeah, it's there. It's small, but it's there. I got to get up and get close to the screen, which really blurred out the details. Holy cow. But so with that, not much going back there. Dress is kind of teasing. So cool factor, she's definitely got a five going on, honestly. The factor I'm giving her a four, mostly because she does have nice topside, and I do believe there's a little motion to it. Her other form just kind of takes off her glasses. So her back bling is just a purse, I guess. Interesting. Sani. He has some weirdly shaped boobs. It's not just me, right? Like they're shaped weird. Yeah, I'm shaking to see if I see anything. Nah, I don't think she has any movement. So full level, she's rocking a 4.5. Sleeves, maybe a five. The fur, the vest, and everything is really cool looking. Now, S level, oh, look at that lip ring too. Black makeup, the bangs. Okay, I'm moving her five on full level. As level, she everything I just said. The plus the belly being shown, but not quite. This is a tease. Short skirt, curves. No, her chest is shaped weird, not bad. And even through the skirt, you can tell she's a booty. I'd give her a four for that. And then this is Aranza. Hmm, interesting. Full level, I'm going to say back up at a 4.5. Got the spikes, the full military leg gear, the weird threads on the side, the boots. The sea level, I would also give her a four. No, well, yeah, she gets on back there. Give her a 3.5. Mostly because she does have this interesting where while her top side isn't heavy, she has these bands stretched across it, which kind of looks sensual. But yeah, definitely. Great. Roast that. Okay, so Rosep's going to be one of those ones where it's kind of confusing. Plexiness, I'm going to put up at a 4.15, almost 5, even though, as you see, she steps, there's a lot of just attention brought to her chest area, and she's moving her hips side to side. That said, there's like no noticeable wiggle from that thing, despite how much movement there is, but it is a very sensual like movement. These are pretty cool. Giving these a 5. Backbling is okay. The petals falling are pretty cool. Give this a 4. Now we're to the Oathbound. These Oathbounders came out in season 2. Technically, they're from chapter 4, and they were part of the same kingdom Gino was. I don't know exactly how they related. So this one, interesting. Of course, she's a small lady. She doesn't have a lot to show off, but there's that loincloth effect there that kind of is like it's hiding something, gives it a bit of sexuality. So, C factor, I'm going to give a 3.5, and S factor, I'm going to give a 3. Um, just based off what I see. And then for Orin, her brother, he does have a helmet he can put on, which looks actually fairly cool. I would do the same thing for him on cool factor 4.5. S factor down to 1. Doesn't show too much. Nothing there. They don't tend to do much for the guys. That is a crazy pickaxe. I could sit there and spin that all day long. That, just for look, is getting 5. This pickaxe is not too bad looking either. Wicked sword. I feel like you get a bone stuck in the middle though, if it doesn't break. I'm gonna give this a 3.5. Mm, 4.5. No, yeah. So this is one of the newest releases. This is Bright Bomber in cartoon style, likely infected by the cartoon illness. Um, Gave her a massive face, and she has just pretty much Bright Bomber gear on here. Cool factor 5, S factor 1.
Let's all go to the Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Okay, cool factor. Honestly, 5 there. S factor, I'm going to give 3.5 because there's obviously some bounce in there. That's pretty much it. If it wasn't for her, it wouldn't count. These are pretty cool. Pretty cool. All these are 5s. Who needs heavy? What do you have? So, 3 things you can color. Stripes that you come with one of these stupid things. An ink heart. Okay, so it's basically movement like my cat. Okay, I'd give that cat a good old 5. Because Vascals, he gets a 5 on the coolness level. So do these two. That's annoying. I'm already going to give it a 1 on cool factor. So, because that wiggle there towards the middle is going to get a 3 on the S level, maybe 2.5. There's no actual physics showing off, so nothing there. It's a good song and interesting movements that are very jerky and finger. And with that, I'm going to give that one a good old 4 on the coolness. I'm going to give the S level 2. It's not a lot of movements that are SC, but there is some shake, some physics going on there.
Girl, you fly and ghetto with them brand new high heel stilettos. Smell like rose petals. Heard you a rock star, heavy metal. Well, I'm a pop star. Let's get together.
Okay. 1 on both there. Bleh. Okay. Cool factor, maybe a two. S factor, three-ish, mostly because there's a lot of movement. Um, again, the B wiggle will get the what the what the hell's going on? So this, let's see here. S factor, no C factor. I'm gonna give it a three. It wasn't too bad. S factor, I'm gonna give a four. There's a lot of wiggle. There's some movements there. Nothing too interesting, but good. C factor one, that is annoying as heck, and those movements are not cool. S factor two, mostly because there's constant wiggle. C factor four, because that's just cool. S factor one. Okay, again, C factor 2.5, maybe three. And S factor about three again. There was nothing really SZ about its movements, but constant movement, if you get what I mean. So, all around, that's how that's going. So, this here is the dummy, the preem from 3, 4, and then 3, chapter 4. It's like a filtered version of the dummy. Like, fuck, I forgot what that filter is called that does this. But it's just a kind of reskin dummy with a hard to look at thing. And I would call it a three. Not bad. I like the dummy. This is Aria, champion from 4-2. Cool factor with the colors and everything, even though it is an SNES. I'm gonna say a four. That's really cool. S factor. I'm gonna gauge two, 2.5, maybe two. I'm gonna show it off. Champion core. So this is core. Our lady with the gold with the glowing eye. Yep. The mercenary. She's got that Japanese architecture where they fix cracks with cold. Don't ask me what it's called. So C factor, this does look really cool. I'll give it a four. S factor doesn't show much at all. One. You know, she's really pretty. Okay, triple threat. This is part of those like weird Sentai people over there. Full factor on this one is gonna be 3.5. This factor and 2.5, honestly. Cool, cool. She opened her jacket so you can see more. Cool factor, I'm gonna 3.5 again. S factor, same thing, 3.5. Ah, some of the cool factor here looks different, like the symbols. This cool factor of 4 and sub also. Those shortcuts are go low. The Silver Surfer is interesting. He's mostly nude male. I would give the S factor definitely up a 4.5, maybe a 5. Would be mostly naked. Cool factor is also up there 4.5 just because he's Silver Surfer and looks cool. The pickaxe is kind of meh. I'd give the pickaxe a good old 2. The glider is one of the first boards and is pretty much a 4. God. one. Oh, cool dragon. No S level. The cool factor is definitely high up. I would call that a 3. Pretty average. Lots to change. Oh, give it a 4. Regular old dummy, I'd give him a 4. 3. No, you know what? 2. 2. Sure, they're like ones, 2 ones, 4 ones. Hold on, I get a message for somebody over here. Anyway, back to what we were doing. So the cool factor here is actually pretty high at, let's say, 4 just for fun of it. This factor is 1. Here, cool factor pretty much is also a 4. That's a really cool looking skin, honestly. But at the same time, all that stuff just kind of eliminates any chance of an S factor. Ooh, look at those wiggle. So, cool factor, C factor, honestly, like this one's probably gonna be a 4, and S factor 3, mostly because of physics. The Red Knight from Chapter 1, Season 1 is cool factor pretty much a 4 again. 4.5. S factor 3, 2.5. Same with her. Cool factor 4, factor 3. Factor for her through the demon horns 4.5. And then S factor because of the belly, tank top, short shorts. Even though her bumps are a little small, 4.5 as well. Oh, cool factor 5, S factor 0 for all these guys.
I love to sing about the moon and the June and the spring.
Overwatch. Okay, so obviously, cool factor is going to be 5 for all these guys, but they also work on sexuality. They got booty. They got. I'm going to do that for a 5 on them, even though it doesn't show too much. They work on it. Can't see too much on here. There is some. Cool factors are pretty much a 5. You're riding on a mech. S factor, 1. 5 and 5. Definitely 5 and 5. Oh, C as a 3 here, maybe a 2. And S is a 1. C is 5. S is 4.5. And of course, this one I'm going to give a 5 because even it emulates physics, even if the character doesn't. Now, I thought this was a Jon Snow, so I'm going to assume Crimson Desert kind of just ripped off Game of Thrones for some of his looks. uh, so, all over cool factor 4. S factor 0. I'm not going to bother and do music. It's too much to do with cars. That's gonna be it for that. And so that's a little taste of what a little review is like. Um, I guess we could also talk about like their storyline. Typical Gamer would have been sucked in here from the real world. Ruby is from where is Ruby from actually? Let's check out Ruby. Ruby or I know how to spell Fortnite, I promise. So original Ruby is from Mhm. Yeah, so original Ruby, Red White Ruby may have been the same. She's also Art, Ruby, Wild. So she's Journey from Chapter 2. Um, Shadow Arc, Slurpentine, Ruby Shadow. So she's been around for a while, and she seems to started out as Arc, which if she started out as Arc would indicate that she was an angel, then became Wild, which is more of a star. Then she became Ruby, and then worked, I guess, as a militant on the island. She became Journey versus Hazard, part of the Alt versus Ego team, showing Journey was her real form and Ego was her alt form. Then her Arc form got infected, or whatever happens to Shadow became Shadow Arc. At some point, one of her versions got hired as Slurpentine, possibly by someone. She looks pretty evil. Then Ruby got infected by a shadow and became Ruby Shadows. During a summer event, one of her regular copies became Boardwalk Ruby. There's the Arc, which is a kind of colorful version of Arc. King Time, which looks like she played basketball. Same with Chill Challenger. Dark Ruby, which is her infection with the darkness power. Arcana, which is some kind of god looking thing. And we could do something like that last time. What's what I'm thinking. We just go through their stuff. But that is going to be it for today. So again, just to reiterate what we're going to be doing the next few days. Tomorrow or Tuesday, I want to do a shooting at. Well, that sound bad. I want to do like a video at PS Texas. We're going to get to the PS Texas, take video, talk about the rides, and then ride them and then review them. Is what I plan on doing. Um, and just show some video of them as well. What else is there? What is that? Board shift? Should we play that? Then of course on Friday, I think is when the event will happen. Fifth is I know I have the day off. I just can't remember what day it is. Yeah, Friday. So sometime after Friday, we will also do the premiere. It won't be the first day, likely. I never get around first days anymore. But it's my first day that I have off, and we're not planning to do a premiere run through it. Probably won't be the first time I play it, knowing me these days. Um, and that's all really I have planned. Again, if you want to see my writing career go anywhere, share my books, buy my books, have someone read them. Vampires, werewolves, queer people, violence, war. Take a peek, see if you like it. Um, I don't really have much else to say. My future is writing because I feel like it, riding roller coasters, streaming with you guys once in a while, and hopefully finding a job that I can afford to live with. Peace out, guys. Thanks for showing up, y'all over in YouTube. Thank you for also showing up. I will see y'all for the event, and then we will have to redo the entire locker again. Peace it out, guys. That is not the right button. That's the right button. That's how little I broadcast anymore.